Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining. This is another one of my spine surgery updates. I had my spine surgery 2.5 weeks ago, and just as a reminder, I had an L2 to L5 laminectomy with a fusion, and this was for spinal stenosis. So again, it's been about 2.5 weeks. As I mentioned before, the day after surgery when I was still in the hospital, I felt fantastic, and it's probably because of the intravenous Toradol that I was taking. And I was up and around and practically running up and down the hospital halls. Didn't really even need a walker. But again, when I got home the next day, that Saturday evening, I had the surgery on the Thursday, Saturday evening, it was kind of downhill from there. So this has been 2.5 weeks now. So the first week, as I mentioned, was really tough. I could only walk very slowly around the house with my walker. The second week gradually got a little better. Basically, the problem is in my lower back. My lower back is really stiff, and the muscles are, a little painful, stiff and painful, and it kind of also goes around to the front of my hips. So, but that's it. And I imagine, as I mentioned previously, that it was probably because, the muscles in your lower back, they have to basically split them down the middle, open them up to get to the spine. And then when they're done with the surgery, they sew them back up. So that's going to take a little while to heal. And it has been getting better. I've been sleeping well at night. I actually have been sleeping well at night since the beginning. Since the day of surgery, that night in the hospital, I was sleeping fine. And I've slept fine as well at home. I'm sleeping in the living room on the couch. We have a couch that's an electrical recliner. So that makes it really easy to get in and out of it. You basically, instead of when you have spine surgery, if you go to bed, you have to kind of get in bed and kind of roll into bed, making sure that your hips and your shoulders are aligned so that your spine is aligned. But with the couch, you just basically sit down and then you push the button and then it reclines you back. So it's really easy, and it's comfortable as well. So I've been sleeping well. Again, gradually getting better and better. I'm pretty much off all meds. I'm not really taking anything now except for Tylenol, and I don't take that on a regular basis. Today, for example, I took two Tylenol at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so just once during the day. Yesterday, I tried taking a Flexerol again, which is a muscle relaxer. Didn't really seem to do that much. So again, I'm just sticking with the Tylenol. I also take a multivitamin and a vitamin D. But that's it. I don't have to take anything else. I got off the Oxy, pretty soon. I was never taking them every 4 hours as prescribed. I was probably taking them every 6 hours and not round the clock. So I kind of got off those pretty early on. It's been a week, probably about a week since I've been taking those. The physical therapist came for the first time last week at just about at the 2-week mark. And that was the first physical therapy visit. And she gave me some exercises to do. She also, my incision was covered by this, I forget what the name of it is. It's like this clear tape. So instead of having like staples or even sutures, I didn't even have sutures. They basically just put it together and put this clear tape over it. And the tape, after a week, it was really ugly. I mean, it was kind of like black. So you really couldn't see the incision clearly any longer. So when the physical therapist came last week, just a few days ago, which was at the 2-week mark, she took that tape off because it said you can take the tape off after 14 days. So she took it off. And now the second physical therapist came today, which is, at the 2.5-week mark, and looked at the incision, took a picture of it, said the incision looks really great. So that's healing really well. And I'm basically walking around the house for the most part I don't use a walker. I have a cane. I don't really use that for the most part, except when I go upstairs to the bedrooms. Then when I'm going up the stairs, I'm grabbing onto the railing on one side, using the cane on the other. But again, it seems to be going really well. Again, I really haven't gone out of the house. Well, I've gone out of the house to walk in the street, up the street and back, once, but it's really cold now. So now I'm doing my walking in the house. I have a Garmin watch, and I set it and make sure that I'm doing, enough time. Yesterday I did about a quarter of a mile, and I'm going to try to work it up to about, a half a mile a day for now, and try to increase that more and more. So again, there are pluses and minuses to when you have your surgery. If you have it at the beginning of the summer, it's great because you can get out and walk and the weather's beautiful, but you kind of waste your whole summer recuperating. This way, I had it a couple of weeks ago, so it's around Thanksgiving time. So I'm doing my healing during the holiday season and a little past that. So I feel like I'm not really missing too much. As far as work goes, I think, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping maybe in another week or two, I can start back at working from home. So I think I'll be able to sit in a chair for, enough time so that, I can't sit in a chair for too long. My back gets sore because you are using your muscles, your back muscles. So, but I think if I'm working from home, I'll be able to sit for a while, get up, walk around, maybe even lie down for a few minutes, and then come back. So I'm thinking maybe I can start back at work in a week or two. I have my first nurse visit. It's a phone call. It's not in person, and I have that this Thursday at the 3-week mark. So I'll give her the progress, and she'll let me know how I'm doing. And it isn't until January 3rd. So I had the surgery on November 9th. It's not till January 3rd that I actually have an in-person meeting with the doctor, the surgeon. And at that time, he's going to do an X-ray to see how my bones are healing around the screws that are holding those rods in place, and basically how that fusion is taking place. I'll also have questions, and he'll give me some guidance on, at that time, depending on how well I'm healing, and I think I'm healing well, I hope, what I'll be able to do at that point. If I'll be able to start bending or twisting or doing heavier exercises, lifting more weights, etc. So that's basically it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention. I don't think so. So again, it seems to be going well. Again, the pain I'm having is lower back muscle pain and into the hips. But, knock on wood, that's about it. Everything else feels good. So I think progress is going well, and hopefully I'll continue to progress, and hopefully this is helpful for others that may be or will be going through this in the future or are going through this. So that's it for now. If you could, hit the like button for this video. Also hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Subscribing really helps. So please do that if you could. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Take care.